Just
Yeah,
need to
but
go back to basics. That's
Pretty
it.
much.
what I said about Bruce Lee philosophy, another subject that I don't think anybody has touched on here is you know, the esports level, the competitive level. What needs to be done to make this game be taken seriously in esports? I mean, I've seen, you know, throughout MLG's history, the whole skill cap of Halo degrade over time. If you ask me,
Yeah.
which Halo had the highest skill cap, and
It would be
relating to
Halo
skill
3.
cap, I mean, which Halo took the most time to articulate to become good at it, and how good could you get at it? In my opinion, if you look at Final Boss and Halo 2 and their streak,
There you go.
they were the only time. That was the only time that you had a really dominant team in Halo, and you could really say, damn, they are without a doubt the best. And in Reach, it's just been sporadic. Every other Halo 3, you guys can say, you know, Halo 3 was a great game. In my opinion, it was fine. It was fine. It was a scaled down Halo 2 in my opinion. And basically, all I'm saying is, if you look at MLG over time, what's the biggest game in MLG right now? It's SC2. And I happen to play StarCraft. I love Star, and it's because it's extremely competitive. It's amazing. The skill cap is just insanely high. You wonder why Korean players come over and they take all the money in the trophy, and they're like, y'all, say something in Korean, get on their plane and leave. It's because they dedicate 14 hours a day to practice, because practice continually makes you better at the game because it's at such a high skill cap. Reach, on the other hand, there's a lot of luck factors. I mean, the bloom made it extremely sporadic, at least in my opinion, in the first, you know, segments of MLG for Reach. I just think that part of 343's interest, whether, you know, we say, you know, that they need to look at all of the community, but they also need to look at, you know, what's relative to the skill cap of this game competitively. If this game wants to stay in MLG, which everybody, you know, we've heard. You know, Halo isn't dead in MLG yet, but it's laying on its deathbed. You know, it's getting there, and that's what I really think they need to assess is what can they do to add a skill cap to this game and make this game, you know, really alive in the competitive scene.
Imagine
Aren't
if
MLG working alongside them?
I'm not sure,
Like
but what I'm
helping them?
saying is that they definitely need to do something for the competitive side of
Yeah,
Halo
they have
because
to make it fun for competitive
Dwindle.
and non-competitive players, though.
Yeah,
Of
that's the
course.
thing. They have to make it for all the groups.
Has
I've
to be
mentioned
like a
that, but I'm
balance.
saying, if would you guys rather have a bunch of noobs running around with erections, or would you rather have Halo stay in MLG and maybe
of course
actual?
not.
Yeah.
The thing is to be realistic about it, because we want it, of course, but when you have to look at for 343's big picture, the thing that they want to not please everyone, they just want to have a game that sells so they can earn money, of course, but they want to make it available for the noobs, I play for fun good people, and the hardcore MLG gamers, and
Well,
that's where you can't have everything to go as Halo 2, because or I wish, but they won't do that, because in their eyes they need something new, and they need awesome graphics and shit for a game to be good.
Honestly,
kind
I-
of did that though.
And for me, I know the Halo 1 has the biggest skill gap, and then Halo 2, and then Halo 3, and in my opinion, Halo 3 was the only Halo game that was actually, you know, you actually play. For me, Reach is unplayable because it's not Halo to me. It doesn't feel like Halo, the engine and everything.
Exactly.
And I don't want that in Halo 4, but it seems like it's going that way. The way I hear that it's going to be similar to Halo Reach. One of the things that I really hope is that they can go back to Halo 1, 2, and 3, and if they want to have an excuse for doing that, then say that it's fucking Master Chief, and just say that you go back to Halo 1, 2, and 3, you're back with Master Chief, you're done with Reach and all the other fucking minor Spartans, and just go back to the core of Halo. Go back to Halo 1, go back to Halo 2, and even Halo 3 for some parts. I know it's horrible to say, but
I think
Halo
that
3 had some-
Halo 4 has a pretty good chance, just from what I've heard so far, for the MLG scene, just because they're giving us such a lot of customization. I know Reach, there is a good amount of
They've learned
customization,
from
the
their
ability to
mistakes.
get rid of Bloom and stuff like that. The game just overall just didn't feel right. As long as they have that feel of the original 3 Halos in Halo 4, I think MLG will be fine, because if you have a BR, you have no Bloom, you have a higher movement speed and all that stuff, I'm sure that there's a way that the people over at MLG can find the right settings to make it work. Because, I mean, even Reach now, it might not be great, but it's so much better now than it was in the very beginning of Reach. So I just have to say, if we have faith in the MLG community and 343 gives us the right customization, I'm sure that we can make a game that functions for MLG.
And really,
Exactly.
I believe
what you
that.
guys said earlier about the community and that everybody should be able to like the game. But I think
Yeah.
the community is already quite divided because certain people that like Infection only play Living Dead, and people that like MLG just play MLG. So they could also just implement certain settings for those kind of game modes. Imagine if the MLG playlist had the option to turn on like button glitches, so you could bring back the double shot and stuff like that. And with the hitscan BR, that would be almost kind of like Halo 2.
And like
Exactly.
another thing that I really think they should realize is trying to make the game fun is failing at making the game fun. Like they tried to make it
Yeah.
like noob friendly. No, it's not even noob friendly anymore. It's just completely stupid how everyone can just sit there and spam their gun and like with bloom. And even with playlists now, they still have 85% bloom. People can just spam their gun constantly and not even be near you. But the bloom is so like crazy that it will go like it'll actually connect with you. And since it's like not hit scan, it's just all luck. It's completely stupid. And honestly, trying to make the game fun that's not what brought us together. It's like trying to make a cool idea and make it happen. It's not trying to make the game fun. We were already having
But it's,
fun to
it's
begin
kind
with.
of funny because they fucked up with Halo 2. Like they didn't want it to be, or they didn't make it the way they wanted it to be, and that was the
Yeah.
best game. They really
Exactly.
fucked up on Halo 2 in their eyes, and in their eyes as well. They said Halo Reach was the best game, the perfect game for them to end with, and it's funny to me because that is what the entire community, not just us, but so many people hate on Reach, and there are. It's just they should try to go back to where people are actually talking about it, about Halo 2 and Halo 3. And another thing that I want to talk about, what I want to say is that I play MLG and I also have the fun aspects of social. I've done that in Halo 2, I did that in Halo 3. In Reach, I can't even play social at all. I can play MLG like for a few, I don't know, 3 games, then I need to get off because it's boring and not entertaining. But in Halo 3, I can play social all day, I can play MLG all day. But in Halo Reach, I can't even touch social, which is like, that is the core of the game. MLG is so customized. And there's so many other people like me in that matter, and I think that they should go back to Halo 3 and also bring back the skill gap. Or, I mean, the skill ranking system. The skill system.
Yep.
Like it, like it's just so funny how like it's like just Bungie in general. They're a great company. They were so great. With their ideas were great and everything, but it's so contradicting how what they consider to be a failure was a success and their success was a failure, and how they just think that like leaving the game was the best idea. It really wasn't. And making a side branch off of the Bungie thing, I don't see that like being a great thing either. And
But you also got to understand as well that Bungie was bought out by Activision. They're not the same Bungie they were in Halo 2, Halo
Yeah,
1.
I
They're
understand
definitely
that.
not at all. They're looking more so at profit margins, things such as that. They're like, oh, Reach sold a shitload, and everybody bitching at us, but oh, we're just gonna drop this on another
Yeah.
company and ditch it. Bungie isn't the same Bungie. Bungie doesn't want anything to do with Halo. And what I was saying with the skill cap and MLG is, I mean, they can make the game, have alternating settings. I'm all for that. But what I'm saying is, do you want Halo to be taken seriously? I mean, they've been discussing actually taking Halo out of MLG, or it's been brought up, And I'm just saying that I want Halo to be taken seriously. Like I said with StarCraft 2, the reason I see so many Halo fans actually playing StarCraft now is because they see, oh, well, Halo and, the idea of skill is nothing in comparison to Star 2. I mean, you have to look at how can they make the game, competitive, but they also should make it, a pickup game, a game that's easy to play. But that's exactly what I'm saying, is that they need to implement, a lot more strategic things into Halo 4. That's one of the things that they do need to implement, and they need to get rid of all this, armor abilities and things that just aren't necessary in a first-person shooter. I mean, that's at least in my opinion, And I'm all for making the game friendly for everybody, but I'm just saying to the utmost, what do we want as far as competitive, a competitive level of gaming? If you want the game to be taken seriously, I mean, if you asked the Star 2 player about, Halo, they'd laugh. They'd probably laugh and be like, oh, that doesn't really take that much skill, and they'd be pretty much correct in comparison to StarCraft 2.
sadly, it is.
That's all I'm saying is that what can they do to increase the skill cap in Halo and make Halo seem more competitive in MLG, because Halo 2, I mean everybody knows Halo 2 is when MLG blew up. Halo 2 made MLG pretty much.
And the thing, like, another thing is, like, I would rather be in freaking Tekken community. Why? Because they have something that we don't have, and that's they have a competitive side and then a fun side. Their fun side is in their competitive side, so it intertwines with each other. With us, we're so split apart that the social kids don't care about the I can't say
Competitive aspect.
Yeah, thank you. The competitive scene so much that we're so diverse.
But then the idiots like they
before people
talk about.
continue now, I just gotta say that I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to leave. So I'm gonna leave this in you guys' hands. I'm thinking you're doing a great job and everything. And I just want to shout out to Big Ruby as well, who couldn't be here with us today. We all love you. And he also has a great aspect, but I guess he'll just make a commentary or something about it later. So yeah, thanks for me. I am going to leave you guys to talk some more, and thanks for everyone who are listening. Bye bye, tranQ out.
See you, tranQ.
Later.
All right. So does anyone else have anything to say?
I feel like I didn't really say that much, but you guys pretty much said it all for me.
Yeah.
Bring back the old community. That's all I really gotta say. Just bring it back. Like, I've been playing Halo since I was 5, and I don't regret those years.
One of the things that really matters with a lot of the opinions we have on these games, like with the earlier Halo games, you experienced a lot of fun because you played with your friends. But most of those friends are probably gone now, and they don't even play Halo anymore. And that's also one of the big reasons why you don't have as much fun as you used to do. Because when I play Reach with friends, I actually enjoy it. But when I play it on my own, I feel like cutting my balls off with a fucking straw.
Yeah, that's totally true.
I've done that before.
No, play on split
Have you
screen
done
as
that
well.
before?
Mm-hmm.
What?
You need to be playing on split screen. Have a good time as well. So
Yeah.
I feel like Reach is like too complicated for split screen. Like even like 2 split screens like is too much, let alone 4. Like Halo 3 or Halo 2, like they were easier to play on split screen because it wasn't so complicated. But then Halo Reach, you have the aspects of like armor abilities and just the complicated looking maps, so it was a lot more difficult.
Oh, one more thing, I forgot to say this. Please increase the number of symmetrical maps, for God's sake. Like,
Yeah. Like Pit.
because that's ridiculous. Like the whole entire community had to rely on Forge World, a map that was it was creative. I actually I love Forge World. Like I love it. It's such a great idea for a map. I have more than like 7 sections of it, plus caves and stuff like that. It's really great map. But to have only 2 disk installed symmetrical maps is pathetic. And the number has gone down ever since like Halo 1 to Reach. Like it used to be like 7, then 9, then 7 again, then 2. Like, wow, that's pathetic. And the fact that like everyone's complaining about the color, it's not our fault. It's a game developer's fault. But we're trying. I mean,
Yeah. All right, well, that about wraps it up. Thanks a lot to everyone for watching. We will see you in the next discussion.